If you're new to baking from scratch, there are many ingredients with which you'll be working. These will be stored in your pantry and not your refrigerator. In this video, we're going to explore the 5 essential pantry items that you will always want to have on hand for baking. I'll be revealing a bonus item near the end of the video, so be sure to stay tuned. So let's get started. The pantry essential that you'll use most is flour. There are a few different types of flour, but the most common type is all-purpose flour. If you're baking a cake, your recipe may call for cake flour, and if you're baking bread, your recipe may call for bread flour. You can find all types of flour at the grocery store. If you have a sensitivity to gluten, gluten-free flour options are also available. If you're doing a lot of baking, you will go through flour very quickly, so it's always best to have at least 1 pack of all-purpose flour on hand. The next item that you will use quite frequently is sugar. Like flour, sugar comes in a few different varieties. If you're baking often, you'll want to make sure that you have granulated sugar and brown sugar in your pantry. You can find brown sugar in light brown and dark brown, with the dark brown variety giving a richer molasses-like flavor. Keeping powdered sugar on hand will also be helpful. You may not use it as frequently for baking, but it is a major ingredient in making American-style buttercream frosting for cakes and cupcakes, and glazes to drizzle over baked goods. The next ingredient that you'll want to have on hand is baking powder. This ingredient is a chemical leavening that interacts with other baking ingredients and traps carbon dioxide gas during baking. Baking powder won't be used as frequently as flour and sugar, but be sure to stock up if you notice that you are running low. Next, you'll want to make sure that you also have baking soda in your pantry. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is also a chemical leavening ingredient which specifically interacts with acidic ingredients in your baking recipe. Because it is about 4 times more powerful than baking powder, most recipes require only a small amount. There are many uses for baking soda, so be sure to keep a box in your pantry exclusively for baking. The next pantry essential that you'll want to have on hand is vanilla extract. Most baking recipes call for at least a half teaspoon of vanilla, so you'll never want to run out of it. You can find it at the grocery store, but of all of the ingredients that we've covered in this video so far, vanilla extract is typically the most expensive. In the United States, you can expect to spend at least $5 for a 2 fluid ounce bottle of vanilla. If you find that you use a lot of it, making your own vanilla extract is very easy to do. The only downside is that the vanilla extract wouldn't be ready for several months. I've made many bottles of my own vanilla extract from extraction grade vanilla beans and bourbon. Comment below if you'd like to see a video of how I was able to do this. If you've watched to this point, thanks for sticking around. The bonus item that you want to make sure you always have in your pantry is salt. Most baking recipes require a small amount of salt to enhance the overall sweetness of the baked item. Iodized salt, also known as table salt, and fine sea salt will be used most frequently. Just like baking soda, salt is frequently used outside of baking, most commonly for cooking. So you want to keep an eye on your pantry to make sure to stock up if you are indeed running low. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more cake decorating and baking tips, tricks, and tutorials. A special shout out to all of my channel members, and to you, thanks for watching.